Did you know that most objections are simply a knee-jerk reaction, basically, that people naturally tend to have? Even when they absolutely know that they need the insurance. It's kind of crazy because they will literally admit to you that they have been procrastinating for years, but they know they need the insurance now because the last thing that they want is for their family to end up stuck with the funeral bill. And then 30 minutes later, after you've made a super amazing presentation, they start with the nonsense and all the excuses. What I've learned to do is expect the objection and simply look at it as if it were part of the application process. I teach our agents a system where what they do is simply use the objection as an opportunity to build value in the product and then go back to reclose the sale a few minutes later. With that being said, today I'm going to show you how to deal with the one objection that can be more difficult to overcome. The old, "Oh, I've already got term life insurance and I pay a lot less for that than the price you just gave me." And yes, this is the perfect time to smash down on that like button. And guys, if you're new to our channel, we recommend that you subscribe. We're putting out new insurance sales content and final expense training videos just like this every week. If you'd like a copy of the final expense telesales script, stick around until the end of this video and I'll show you how to get a copy of this for yourself. Remember guys, the last thing that you want to do is just make up your own presentation, while you're figuring out how to sell final expense remotely. So you've made your presentation and you've given the prospect the price, and then she points out that she already has term life insurance. Maybe that she can get it for a lot less. She's seen the term life commercials and she thinks she can get that for a lot less than what you've showed her. What I like to do is open the door to an entire side presentation where the goal is really to help the prospect realize that the last thing that they want is a term insurance policy for when they die. This is when I ask the big question. Do you know what the difference between term life and whole life insurance is? And you're gonna find that pretty much 99% of the time, they're not gonna be 100% sure because it's natural for folks to get the two confused. I know before I became an insurance agent, I had no idea what the two were. What you don't wanna do is give a short answer and try to make them feel like they made a mistake. Big no-no. You actually want to stretch out the explanation as much as humanly possible. Make it as long as you can. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with term life insurance because it does have a need. What I'll generally do if I'm face-to-face, for example, is pull out a piece of paper and I'll draw a line right down the middle. I'll go over the pros and the cons of each, of term life and whole life insurance. The thing is, when you do a side-by-side comparison like this, it gets their attention. So for those of you who are maybe doing telesales, selling final expense over the phone remotely, what you want to do is you want to break down an in-depth explanation. That's the key. It's got to be a deep explanation on how whole life insurance works. After I've explained, how whole life insurance works, I let them know that there is nothing wrong with term life insurance. However, the main issue with term life is it's often misrepresented by the insurance agents that specialize in the sale of term life, and therefore it may not be what they think it is. So instead of accidentally making them kind of feel stupid or feel like they did something wrong, which it'll end up backing them into a corner and probably end up bad, What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it all on somebody else, the insurance agent who actually sold them the policy. And of course, if they haven't bought term insurance yet, but they're thinking about buying it, now you're gonna let them know exactly how it works, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I let them know that I sell term life insurance too, and that it's great for young and healthy people who want a large amount of insurance for a small monthly payment, but are okay with the insurance lapsing over time. I also let them know that over 90% of all term life insurance policies never end up paying out for several reasons. The main reason is that term life insurance isn't designed to pay out when the insured dies, but it's specifically designed to pay out if that person dies early and not by natural causes after they've actually lived a long life. You'll also want to explain that all term life insurance policies do have an expiration date, but I don't just say it like that. Again, I play it out to them with a very, very, very detailed explanation. Okay, Janet, allow me to draw you a picture. You buy a term life policy. Now you start making your monthly payment, right? Unfortunately, if you die in the first 2 years of the policy, it's not likely going to pay out the face amount, at least, as the insurance company is going to do everything possible to avoid paying the insurance. Did you know that anytime someone dies in the first 2 years of a life insurance policy, that the company literally has the right to do a full background check, including contacting all of your past doctors? They can go back 50 years if they want. And if they dig up anything that can be used against you, they will consider this reason to not pay your family the death benefit. But let's say that you keep the insurance for years and years and you stick around for a very long time, like you're supposed to do, like what you want to do. What will happen is the term policy will most likely terminate before you do. Picture this, you just paid into the term policy for years and years. So here we're talking much later down the line. Since all term life policies do have an expiration date, the policy expires and then it's gone. That's it. You just paid all that money for nothing, because here's the thing, guys, with term life insurance, there is no cash value built up and you don't get any of the money back once the term has ended. As bad as that sounds, it actually gets worse. Think about it. You're older, right? You've got health problems. Either you can't qualify for any type of life insurance or burial insurance at all, or it's just so expensive because at your age, you just can't afford it. Here you are at like 75 or 85 years old without insurance, and now when you pass away, your family is stuck having to take care of everything, including possibly dealing with your debt. Not good. Not good at all. If the client already has a term policy, I'll assure them that it's okay for them to have both policies, but by now, if you've connected with them and they completely understand what you've just explained to them, they should be getting on the phone to cancel that term policy and start the approval process for the final expense policy that you're selling them. Guys, if you would like free final expense telesales training, just click on the link above. And this thing, if it works and it's there, will actually take you to our 3-part series that covers like everything you need to sell final expense remotely, successfully, and from the comfort of your own home. For a copy of the final expense telesales presentation script that I mentioned earlier in the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on selling final expense through our system, our top producer telesales platform, just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get out there or get on that phone and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.